up 59-42.
Give him a chance. They just have that halftime, you know, let him heat back up, and I'm sure he'll be right back on them threes.
Right now, Ireland inbounds it to number 4, Perry for Elmhurst. And he has not scored so far in this game. He's only shot the ball one time, but we'll see if he can get his offense going. He gets the ball right back there looking for Ireland in that post, and Thomas fakes it. And that was another turnover by Elmhurst. And right now, number 31 for the UIndy, Trevor Lakes, takes it out. And last season, he only averaged 10 points a game. Already this game, he's up to 27 points. Sims dribbles and looks around. They're trying to break down that zone right now. Elmhurst is doing a good job of communicating, really putting a lot of pressure on the Hounds. That was a no call on that screen.
A hard pick.
And that was a miss by Wayer. Now Elmhurst brings it back up. He passed up that three-point attempt. And the Hounds are catching on to it. They're looking to get Ireland some touches down low. The all-CCIW second teamer for Elmhurst. He is their main focal point on offense. But right now the Hounds are preventing them from getting touches down to him down low. He is quite the post presence, and it looks like another timeout called right there for coaches to talk it over. Right now it's 13 minutes left in the second half. The UIndy Greyhounds are up 59-42 over Elmhurst. And so far here in this second half, it's kind of been more of the same from the first half. You know, each team has committed a bevy of turnovers. We've seen some sequences where one team will turn it over and then the other team will turn it over. It's like almost like the flu. It's like one team gets it and then the next team tries to turn it over. But right now, the turnover battle is Elmhurst has 14 and then UIndy still only has 9 turnovers.
Well, I will say it may not doing as best as they want to do, but Elmhurst is they're basically doing better than they did in the first half.
And do you think that because of this being their first game of the season, that this has caused some of these mistakes to happen?
Yes, I'll give it to them. First game of the season, got to get rid of some of that first game jitters, but about time to get past the first half. It's time to turn it up. It's time to play hard. After that, I can't really give them no more excuses, if you understand.
Well, right now on the road, there are no excuses on the road, and you have to come out and play. And right now for Elmhurst, the only player in double digits for them is Ireland. He has 10 points on 5 of 8 of field goals. But right now, the Hounds are trying to limit his touches as much as possible. Right now, number 4, Nick Perry for Elmhurst inbounds it from the baseline. And they get it into Ireland. He almost pulls up, but he drives around the UIndy defender and draws another foul. And that's amazing. From the timeout, I'm saying he's trying to get touches. You can tell he wants to be aggressive, and that's a great drive in order to get that contact to get the foul there.
I think he might have heard you, Vincent.
Quiet as it's kept, I do have a headset in his ear. Okay. He misses that first free throw. And traditionally, he's a pretty average free throw shooter, hovering around the 80% mark. And he hits the second free throw to put the score at 43-49 UIndy. There by number 24 for the Hounds. That is Radwan Bakkali. And that was a pretty good looking jump shot by the 6'11" big man there. And he corrals another rebound there, making plays on offense and defense. And he lets it fly.
As you can see, UIndy is one team that is not afraid to shoot. As you can tell in practice, they must practice a lot on that shooting.
Well, one thing about Indy is that if the shot is there, Garrard pretty much gives the green light to everyone on his team to shoot it.
I can respect it.
And that is a heads-up play by Levon Thomas, forcing that turnover. And that is a foul call there, but that's a great play by Levon Thomas. He was almost out of bounds, but kept the ball in play to give Elmhurst that opportunity. And those are the type of plays that you need. You need players like that who are willing to sacrifice themselves for the better of the team. Right now, number 25 for Elmhurst at the line. That's Brown at the line, the forward. Each coach making a few personnel changes here.
Another foul.
And that was a foul by Thomas. It looked like that he kind of jumped a little early off of the free throw shot. And 6'11" big man for the Hounds, Bakkali, he's hard to push out of the way. That's 6'11" and 250 pounds there. So I would try to get an early start on him too if I could, to try to rebound the ball. Right now, Jimmy King brings the ball up. Oh, and he puts a behind-the-back spin move on him. That was number 3 for the Hounds, Marcus Latham. And we have not seen much from him from the game, but that was a miss there. Elmhurst works it back in there, and almost another turnover.
It looks like Elmhurst.
Number 4, Nick, oh, he tries to drive it in there, fortunate to get it out. And that's number 3. Now sometimes that play is making lemons out of lemonade. Lemonade out of lemons. That's how it goes.
There you go. It's a little wobbly, but he got it off.
Something out of nothing. And King answers right back with his second shot of the day. That was his first three-pointer. He was 0-3 from the 3 before that. Now 1 of 4, and that puts the Hounds up 64-46. with 11:20 left here in this game.
King said, don't count me out just yet. I can shoot too.
And Thomas, that shot clinks off the rim. That was a good look. Approaching 11 minutes left here in the second half. And he puts a dribble move on him, that spin dribble. And Ware was not able to hold on to the ball, but that was a pretty move out there. They kind of look like you out there, DeAndre.
We call that putting them in a blender.
Putting them in a blender. Putting the lemons, apples, oranges, mixing it up.
And then
he kind of lost them there on that move. The Hounds are up 64-46. Indy over Elmhurst right now with 11:03 left in the second half. And so far, what have you seen the Hounds continue to do from the first half that has allowed this lead to continue to build up?
One thing I noticed about the Hounds is that they're really good on finding the open man, especially Jimmy King. Somehow, no matter where he's at, he finds the open man. That's how they got all these open threes, all these open shots.
Well, right now, even though Jimmy King has not had the best game from the offensive side of the ball, only 5 points so far, he is the leading assist man with 7 assists so far. And he's also been able to deflect a couple of passes on the defensive end, also coming up with a steal. And right now, Indy is actually leading in the assist column 17-10. So when you're leading in assists, normally that's a good indicator of whether you're going to win the game or not.
Shows off your teamwork, your team chemistry.
And different players on the Hounds, everybody has been making an impact. This has truly been a team-wide effort for the Hounds. So far in this game, 9 Hounds players have scored the ball so far. So your starters have scored, and also going deep into your bench, you've been able to get production from the bench as well. Right now, Rhodes is back in, and he pushes the ball up the court. They're working it around the perimeter here, trying to find an open look. And Ireland has a matchup that he likes and takes it in, but was not able to finish. And it looks like the refs called a foul on that, not a jump ball. It looks like they were tangled up, and that could have went either way there. Ireland visibly frustrated that he did not finish on that.
Side number 32, Jacob just handed him
and
the ball.
He posted him up there, but just was not able to finish on that play. Right now, number 3, Marcus Latham dribbles it up the floor. Bakkali, the big man, passes it down into number 32, and they call the foul on Ireland. That is 2 fouls in the row on 2 possessions.
Sometimes when you get hit with a move like that in the paint, you have no choice but to foul.
Well, it looked like he tried to, keep his hand up, but that body contact, that number 32 for the Hounds, Jacob Polakovic, he drew that foul. He's a 6'9", and he's not a small guy. So sometimes when you have matchups like that, it's really hard to keep your hands out of the cookie jar there. Rhodes brings it back up the court, and he's pretty much been contained tonight, has not had the best game. He's 1 of 10 from the field, but he continues to look around. He's very resilient, and he pulls up again, and that one finds its way into the hoop. That puts him at his 2nd field goal of the day. He's now has scored 5 points for the evening. Right now, the Hounds work it around. Elmhurst is still staying in that zone. The Hounds are continuing to work it around the perimeter. And Latham tries to put a move on him, but did not lose him, but was able to go around him.
He found an opening and went for it.
And that was a great shot by Latham. That puts the Hounds up by 20, 68-48 with 9:39 left here in the second half. And that was almost a turnover there. That was a miscommunication. And that is UIndy's ball. Rhodes was looking for Ireland to complete the cut, but instead of completing the cut, he had went back out to the perimeter, and that was not the shot that they were looking for. And he had the right idea in his mind, but just a lack of execution there.
Yes, good thing Thomas was there, kept his head on the swivel. He was able to save them for getting another turnover.
But still no points off of that possession. Right now, the Hounds are up 20. And Ty Wilburn passes it to Bakkali, and they've really been using the big man tonight. Right now, we're approaching 9 minutes left here in the second half, and that is in and out, a 3-point attempt by Latham. But what a great move by the big man, Bakkali. Sometimes you just gotta post him down, and he's the biggest guy out there. He has that shot every time. Very nice touch around the rim, able to kiss it off of the glass for it to go right in. And number 31 almost thought about pulling up there. They work it into Thomas in the paint, matched up against the big man. That's 2 big bodies there. And no call. The big man tried to draw a charge there, but there was no call.
You need to stay down there waiting for it.
Latham thought about pulling there, working the ball around. And the big man extends his arm out. And we're waiting to see what the call is. It actually ended up being on Elmhurst. There was a lot of contact right there, and it looked like he was trying to shed the defender. And that could have went either way to me. It looked like Bakkali had extended his arm out, but there was also some other contact before that. So that was the foul call by the referee.
Because you got to remember, he's a big man. Sometimes they don't know their own strength. They see a guard try to push him out the way. You got to be careful. You can get that foul call.
My philosophy is if you're that big, you don't deserve foul calls like that. But right now, that second free throw puts the Hounds up 72-48. And quietly, the Hounds continue to blow this game wide open. Elmhurst has not had a response so far. Right now, Thomas trying to put a move on the big man, and he gets past him, but great help by Polakovic for the Hounds.
With a spin move.
And he gets one to fall. He had been trying to go after them all game, and that is a great play to get that and one call. And Thomas, he's not small himself. He has really been trying to assert himself in this game and really get some fire under his teammates. Right now, the Elmhurst Blue Jays are down 22 with Thomas at the line, and he sinks this and one free throw. And Coach Baines actually just cleared the bench out there. It looks like he put his reserve players in. For many of these players, this is their first time seeing in-game action, not only tonight, but for the season, with this being their first game of the year.
Call.
I don't know if I agree with that travel call there. It looked like he had made a Euro step move, and he had only took 2 steps. But, I mean, that was a travel call by the ref.
There might have been an extra hop in there that we didn't see between the players, maybe.
Extra bunny hop. But right now, the Hounds are up big at home here at Nickerson Hall, 72-51 with 7:51 left in the half. And so far, it's been a few minutes since we've seen Lakes come back out on the floor. Trevor Lakes for the Hounds. He is the hot man with 27 points. But they haven't needed him to come back out on the floor because the Hounds have continued to find different ways to score. They've scored plenty of points in the paint. Right now, the Hounds have scored only 16 points in the paint. They've been getting layups on those turnovers, and they've been able to capitalize off of turnovers. Really, where they've been really spreading the lead wide open is on those three-point shots, and they've hit 9 three-pointers tonight.
You would have thought after about the 4th three-pointer, Elmhurst would be able to step up, get a hand up, be able to stop, lower these threes, lower the amount of threes, or at least make them take like bad shots, contested shots, but it seemed to not have worked for them.
And another thing that's really been a difference maker in this game is the free throw battle. Right now, Elmhurst has only shot 6 free throws for the entire game, while the Greyhounds are 19 of 20 from the free throw line. So they're shooting 95% as a team. And that mark alone, that's 15 more free throws made by the Hounds. And that's almost the lead right there. Right now, they work the ball around. Number 4, Nick Perry, tries to get position in the post. And Latham deflects the ball, but it still got to its target. Nick Perry puts it up and misses that go-ahead jump shot. Now the Hounds push the ball back up. And that was a great recovery by Nick Perry. And that was another block. Polakovic dives on the floor there, and that shows that no matter how big the lead is, the effort is there for the Greyhounds.
At first, Wilder thought he had a wide open 3, did not see the man coming full speed, ready for that block.
And no matter what the score is at the end of the day, coaches always look at effort plays like that. So that's another great play by Perry. Right now, they try to work it inside of the post. And it looks like they called that reach and foul. Was that on number 5, Ty Wilburn. And it looked like that was, it could have went either way. That was a close one.
That's a tough call the refs got to make inside the game.
And right now,
caught a carry on that one.
That was 2 interesting calls right there, and that puts the ball back in the hands of the Greyhounds, and number 32, Jacob Polakovic, out there to inbound the ball for the Hounds. Right now, number 5, Ty Wilburn, brings it up the court, matched up against Perry.
Trying to put some moves on him.
And Latham with that between the legs move, and the big man lets it fly, not afraid to shoot it. That clanked off the rim. Now Perry brings it back up the court. 6:26 left here in the second half. And that was a good spin move right there, not able to finish. And now the Hounds have control of it. And Wilburn brings it back up, and Latham with an open jump shot.
He saw the wide open man.
I'm telling you, it's those broken plays that the Hounds have been able to capitalize on all game. It's like those long rebounds when Elmhurst has missed. They have not been able to recover and get back on defense at all.
That also goes back to what I said earlier, how the Greyhounds are able to find the open man. Their court vision is amazing, how they can just find any open person.
And Latham was able to hit that three-point jump shot again that actually put the Hounds up 75-51 right now with 6 minutes left in the game. And that three-point ball has really been the difference maker for the Hounds. Right now, UND is plus 18 in points off of three-pointers. And even though they're shooting 10 of 28, Elmhurst has only made 4 threes all game. Their guards have really struggled to find a rhythm against the longer guards and the bigger size of the UND Greyhounds. Between guards like C.J. Hardaway, and then you had King and Mavunga out there, they really disrupted a lot of Elmhurst's offensive game plan for tonight.
The threes and free throws, that's what the big difference is tonight.
Almost another turnover. Bakkali keeps his hands up and makes a play. They were able to track it down right there. A good pump fake right there, and he's just missed that corner jump shot. Latham gets the ball after that scramble and pushes the ball up. Gets the ball right back, and he hoists it up there, and that was a miss. But number 24.
Good recovery.
Radwan Bakkali gets another bucket. The big man has been playing some quality minutes here in the second half. Right now, Elmhurst in a bit of a scoring drought, trying to work the ball around, but UND has just been relentless on defense. He finally works within the zone, and that was Brown for Elmhurst with that nice teardrop into the bucket. And that was their first points in a couple of minutes. It had been quite a while since they had scored.
A drought. I bet they're happy to get that point in there.
Right now, the score 77-53. UND with 4:37 left here in the second half.
Looks like Elmhurst is applying the pressure.
And that was off of the foot of number 2. That was Turner for Elmhurst. Almost with that play on the ball, but that had bounced right off of his foot. Now number 20 for the Hounds, Jalen Chen, takes it out. He's a freshman for the Hounds, incoming freshman. And Latham puts a move on him. That's a matchup between the threes.
Big man let it fly.
And I'm telling you, you see that now more and more where big men are not afraid to shoot the three. Long gone are the days where big men just stay in the paint. He's shot a couple of jump shots tonight, and it's looking pretty good. It's not awkward at all. Yeah, and that was an air ball right there by number 14 for Elmhurst, Bomstad. And Latham with the pull-up jump shot from the high post, and Polakovic gets the rebound and puts it into the basket.
UND is just killing Elmhurst in rebounds right now. UND with 35, Elmhurst with 23.
Right now, Elmhurst working the ball around, and that is a good look if it's gonna fall, and it misses. That was a great play by Elmhurst, not able to capitalize off of that heads-up play right there by Jackson, a guard for Elmhurst.
Big man
and
back
they're
in the post.
feeding the big man, not able to complete that one, but it looks like they're gonna get the foul call there, and he's going back to the free throw line. Right now, Elmhurst is playing small, and the big man is trying to make them pay for that. And if you can see, the big man just gets the ball right back in the post, and he's unstoppable out there. He looks like Shaq, literally, when you look at the size difference between some of the defenders that he's facing. And so far this game, Bakkali actually has 13 points, and he's an efficient 5 of 7 from the field.
A quiet scorer.
One thing about the Hounds tonight is that they've had 10 different players score a bucket. And when you can have multiple players like that contributing to the offense, you get leads like this. And it was a quiet, gradual building of the lead by the Hounds. Before you knew it, now the Elmhurst is down 29, and before you could even blink.
That's when a lot of those You know, a lot of those fast breaks came into play, all those off the steals, all those fast breaks, the points just rose up, and Elmhurst did not have an answer for it at all.
Well, this looks like it's going to be another win for head coach Stan Guard, who actually needs only 13 more wins to reach the 200 career victories mark, and that's all been with the Greyhounds. And since Guard has been here for the past 8 seasons, he's been able to record at least 16 victories with each of his teams. So every year consistently he's able to put his teams in contention with the GOVC Elite. And that free throw is good, putting the UIndy up 30 points in this ball game.
Who said big man couldn't shoot?
He knocks down both of his free throws. Right now the score is 84-53. UIndy with 3 minutes left to play. Right now they're working the ball around. He passes up the three-point shot. That was a nice looking floater there by number 2 for Elmhurst. That was Turner with the floater there. That was his first bucket of the game. Now 1 of 3 from the field. And the Hounds keep working the ball around. Latham with another pull-up jumper there. And that was a great move. Nice in between the legs dribble there to set up that jump shot. And almost another turnover by Elmhurst. That score put the Hounds up 86-55. And Latham for the game, he's had himself a pretty solid game, shooting 4 of 9 from the field so far and really giving his team some quality minutes as they close out this game.
From him, you could tell he only needs a little bit of space for him to take that shot.
Right now they work the ball around, and that's a three-point bucket by number 14. That's Baumstadt for Elmhurst, and that ball kind of bounced around a little bit. He finally got one to fall there. And it looks like that. It looks like actually that was an offensive foul. For a minute I thought that was on the defense, but the bucket happened after the call was made. So that is Elmhurst ball, and that is a UIndy turnover right there.
UIndy still playing great defense.
Right now UIndy has been able to continue to disrupt, but that was a great pass right there, and that was a good no call, a good strong finish right there by number 12 for Elmhurst, and he hustles back on defense. Right now, this is the time as a coach, when you're down big on the road, you give your other players a chance to get some in-game work in that you cannot replicate in practice. And these players are still battling right there. That was a travel.
Took an extra step he wasn't supposed to.
I know this team is from Illinois, but you know, you can't travel right. You got to stay in Indiana with those dribble moves. You can't travel across town. You got to be careful of that. Latham dribbles it up. It's 1:18 left in this game. Greyhounds are up big here at home, and that's a no call right there. A lot of contact. Another screen by Polakovic, and number 34 for the Hounds pulls up. That was Damari Sims, his first bucket of the game, his first bucket at home this season here at Nickerson Hall. And the Hounds are enjoying this home victory. It's always good sometimes when you're on the road. Oh, and he ripped
it. He tried to hold him back from the ball, but you can't do that.
You know, sometimes you get a little bit overzealous there at the end of the game, and he tried to, you know, make a play on the ball, but you can't rip the other man's jersey, y'all.
You can definitely see the frustration in the other team right now.
I'm sure whoever, you know, does, you know, the team's jerseys and equipment, you know, doesn't like to see plays like that. Those jerseys are pretty expensive. And he missed the free throw right there. The UIndy is in the bonus. Right now, 43 seconds left in the game. Elmhurst is working it around, and he puts up the three-pointer, and it clanks off of the rim. Sims brings it up the court into the hands of Miles Weyer, who had himself a good first half, been quiet here in the second half. And it looks like Latham is just going to dribble out some of the clock and really relish this first home victory for the Hounds.
Yes, the Greyhounds will leave today being 3-0 if I'm not mistaken.
Right now, Latham shoots it up again to put the icing on the cake. Right now, 10 seconds left here in the game. He drives right at Polakovic, and number 2, Turner for Elmhurst, the forward, gets to the foul line with 8 seconds left here in the game. And right now, the Hounds are up 91-60, almost at the 100-point mark.
There's so many things to think about. What went wrong in the beginning for this point margin to be this large right now?
Right now, he misses that first free throw, and even some good sportsmanship right there by Sims for the Hounds, even giving him a high five right there. And we'll see if he can make this one. He misses it again. Polakovic gets the rebound, and the refs called that foul on number 12 for Elmhurst. That was Lyles with the foul. And the Hounds are in the bonus, so Polakovic will go and shoot free throws. It doesn't look like there was any malicious intent with that foul, just trying to make a play on the ball there.
There'll always be those in basketball. You can't really avoid it. You just have to deal with it and be careful for next time.
Polakovic misses that free throw there, and his teammates high five him right there. The score 91-60 UIndy. And he misses the second free throw, and it looks like right now Elmhurst is just going to dribble, try to make a play right there. And that is your final score, ladies and gentlemen. The UIndy Greyhounds pummel the Elmhurst Blue Jays 91-60, and that is a statement home victory for the Hounds, moving them to 3-0 for the season. And as I said earlier in this game, this was an exhibition game for the Elmhurst Blue Jays. So this is a game where they can go back to the drawing board and get ready for the next game.
Yes.
DeAndre, what were some things that the Hounds did well, UIndy did well today to really put them over the top?
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm repeating this, but today UIndy had excellent court vision. They caught every big man that was open, every open man on the three, and every open person on the mid-range. Just getting excellent open shots. They're taking good shots, not too many turnovers, and lots of rebounds.
And one thing about the Greyhounds is that they had a scoring attack that could not be stopped. And one of the leader of that scoring attack was number 31, the forward Trevor Lakes, which is probably the player of the game. He put up 27 points, and especially in the first half and in the second half before the lead blew open, he just could not miss. And he hit all 8 of his free throws tonight. He was really in rhythm, and the Elmhurst defense did not have an answer for him, and he really put the Hounds over the top tonight.
You could tell when the coach took him out, he was really tired. He was putting in work as much as he can for this team to get this first home game.
And another key stat tonight for the Greyhounds is that they led Elmhurst in the points off of turnover margin. They were able to score 22 points off of the turnovers tonight, while Elmhurst only scored 8 points off of the Hounds turnover. And at that point, when you're on the road, if you have more turnovers, and also when you only get to the foul line 8 times and only make 3 of those foul shots, while the Hounds were able to hit 21 out of 25 of their free throws. Those were 2 big difference makers. The 3-pointers, the free throws, and the third one I'm adding is the turnovers. So that really put the Hounds over the top tonight. Once again, your final score for tonight is UIndy 91, Elmhurst Blue Jays 60. Thanks again for watching the GOVC Sports Network. I'm Vincent Hill along with my colleague DeAndre. Have a great night.